Coach, valiant effort by your team. I know you're disappointed in the loss, but you compare it to December 31st in Tampa. Your team really, obviously, it looked like they took that personally.
There's no question. You and I have talked about this. We know how poorly we played there. We were not ready to play. And so certainly tonight was a much better effort, but I'm disappointed because we had a chance to win that game, and I'm not just saying that. We probably lost it in the first half with some turnovers and empty possessions, and then we lost it in the second half by giving them offensive rebounds and second chances. And we played hard to the end. Of course, Ariel Hearn was just absolutely spectacular tonight. I was really wanting our post players to get a little more aggressive on the block. The last time we were there, they double teamed us. We worked on that a lot this week, expecting it, and then they didn't come with the double team. So we kept encouraging our post players to be more aggressive on the block, but we just didn't have a great mindset. So obviously Ariel did a lot of it by herself. So we just needed one or two more players. We talked about needing to have 4 players in double figures, and obviously we had several with 6 and 7, but we didn't have anybody besides Ariel in double figures. But I'm proud of our effort tonight. I hate to let those get away because I feel like that's one that legitimately we had an opportunity to win.
Something you just mentioned was going to be my point of emphasis, key to the game. 16 offensive rebounds, 11 of those for USF in the second half. 4 of those on that one possession. They outscore you on the second chance points. They're 15-5. That really was a big difference in the game.
Difference in the game. And we talked about it halftime, it likely being a one-possession game, and it nearly was a one-possession game, and how the turnovers in the first half, were really the difference between having a lead or being at a 3-point deficit. In the second half, it was definitely offensive rebounds. So we knew that. We just couldn't quite get the job done.
Jose's got so many weapons. We know about Courtney Williams, an Naismith candidate, but it was Alicia Jenkins really makes that team go. She was scoreless in the first half. She ends up 11 points, 19 rebounds.
She's a monster on the glass. I sent 3 or 4 different players in and said, get 24 off the glass. And you just can't forget about her because she's relentless. So you have one slight second of a mental lapse, and then all of a sudden she's got a rebound or chases down a loose ball. And, Courtney Williams, of course, hit some tough shots in the second half, but Elisa Jenkins is the reason they won that game.
Coach, turn around, you go to Philadelphia. It'll be the day game Wednesday. I know I just talked to Ariel, and they feel like they owe one after that close loss here to open up conference season. Chance to beat Temple for the first time since we've been part of the American.
That one still really stings because it was a game we felt like we played pretty well, and we just didn't communicate well at the end of the game on a switch. And then their young player, Fiona Fitzgerald, hit just 2 amazing shots in the lane with 2 hands in her face, and she just made big plays. So we do feel like we owe them a little bit. The difference is we got to do it on their court. So as I tell the players all the time, we've got to be 10 points better, and it's tough to be 10 points better at Temple, but we're going to take this kind of a defensive effort in there and this type of mentality. We'll try to keep the score low and see if we can't steal one.
And before we let you leave, away from the floor today, 19:30 the attendance, a lot of them here for the Pink Day, or it's 31st. We're about to move into February where we honor breast cancer survivors, raise awareness for the fight against breast cancer. Yeah,
and I have to give a couple shout-outs here. Coach David Midlick's mother is a breast cancer survivor. My sister-in-law, they were both in attendance today. Allison is a cancer survivor. We've got a young person in our locker room by the name of Bria Elmore. Her mother's a cancer survivor. And then we also have 2 young ladies in our locker room that have lost grandmothers to breast cancer. So it certainly affects all of us. And I also want to give a special word of encouragement to Keisha, who was in our locker room today, was just diagnosed. And so we're going to try to stay with her through her fight. But this is something that affects all of us. And certainly we're talking about breast cancer, but it's cancers of all kind. And all women's cancers in particular is what this cause is for. And so we need to continue to raise awareness, and we need to continue to talk about how important it is to raise money for the research.
Coach, we appreciate it. We'll talk to you in Philadelphia.
Thank you.